Welcome to the Eskimo experience. Battery level 120%, firing mode, frosty.
Brother Jones checking in with brother Timmy for episode 2 of the Eski Couch. How are you, my man?
Not too bad, man. Yourself?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. You had a good week?
Yeah, interesting week. Yeah, settling into the new role at work and, a few other things happening around behind the scenes of the paintball field.
Yeah, all exciting times. So
It'd be interesting times.
yeah, that's it. Speaking of interesting, it's been an interesting week. There's been a few things come out, which has been good. And we might as well just start it off with, the big news that's dropped this week was NXL 2021. So
Yeah, finally.
yeah, it's been something that a lot of people have been waiting to see. I mean, they dropped the Europe dates last week, which was good that they actually got those out. But it's nice that now they've put out the US dates. Obviously, they've dropped a round. They've gone back to 4 rounds instead of the 5, which will be a bit interesting.
They've lent into partial the rumour mill in terms of the majors and open events.
Yeah.
It's not the 3 majors, it's 4, which I think for a first off year is probably not a bad thing.
Not bad.
Going to make things interesting.
I do like the opens that they're not having pro teams there, which is good, I think. And Tom Cole touched on that. They're trying to keep it as cost effective as possible, which is pretty sweet. And that other big news, the Champions Cup, or I like the fact that Tom Cole was referring to it as the Super Cup. Yeah,
the odd rumoured name. That's obviously that was his name for it, and he's sticking with it until he gets a cattle prod up to remind him it's not 100%. Not that, and it's actually Super Cup.
Yeah, so it's an interesting concept, and the fact that they're top 12 teams, and of those only 8 of those are going to be US teams, so they are opening it up that 2 from. Well, I assume it's going to be 2 from Europe and 2 from South America.
Yeah,
going to be in there.
You would think, at least for the first one, it's going to be pretty tough on the South Americans more than anyone else.
Yeah, I
think the European teams, just as a guess, because professional paintball in Europe has been around far longer than I think it's been around in South America. I could be completely wrong on that, but
yeah, well,
I would expect the top 2 European teams to be a bit more competitive than the Latin American teams.
Yeah, and that's, I guess that's a showing, like Wild Dogs playing at Cup last year. They come out, they played some great paintball, but they're still, they're not. It'd be like an Aussie team going over and playing.
100%. It's chalk and cheese.
Yeah,
I think the Wild Dogs probably were in a better position than most because they have played more NXL in general,
and just playing that Div 2 level and that.
So I think they were probably closer to the mark than what most teams would be. And as you say, I played as SDK when it used to be the Intercontinental Cup over in Asia.
Yeah,
we got that opportunity a few times to play that, and obviously we're talking 8 odd years ago that the last of those were played, and we could get the odd couple of points, but you weren't in the whole match like you would normally be in a proper X-Ball match. That said, though, I kind of like the idea that it could eventually make its way over here. I know we were mentioned as a country that they're looking to expand into.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Obviously that's for future years and see if the concept works in the first place or not.
Yeah. So,
and one would assume for Australia and Asia, by extension, you would have to play the NXL Australia, NXL Asia, versus say the EPS, the Super Sevens, which then begs the question: are you actually going to get the top 2 teams?
It's gonna play.
But that's we're talking at least 12 months from now that they're even going to cross that bridge.
Yep. And that's it. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how the Champions Cup, Super Cup, is taken in 2022. I found it interesting, the timing of that. World Cup's November 11 to 14 in Florida. Then the Super Cup, and I'm rolling with it. I love it. Is going to be late January 2022. So
weekend. Well, it was interesting because Tom said it was going to be the weekend before the Super Bowl, which obviously in America that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's right when they can't play paintball in most of the states, other than obviously California, Texas, Florida sort of deal.
Yep.
Because of winter, being right in the middle of winter. So I know he specifically mentioned that they were looking for viewership.
Yeah.
And they're looking to sell this to outside sponsors, hence the big prize money that's on offer for every team.
Every team. Even if you come to us, like 250K prize pool, that's huge.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that might be around for first place, maybe around that 50 grand mark that they were rumoured to be hitting. Whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, who knows?
Who knows, yeah.
It's all speculation at this stage. But, look, I think the concept's interesting. I don't think it's a bad concept.
Yep.
It'll just be, see how it goes. Yeah, no, exactly. Time will tell.
They were saying they had an 18% increase on viewership for World Cup, obviously because people couldn't go there, which is pretty huge. And then 60% increase on viewership in South America.
Yeah. Which obviously that's a direct impact from the Wild Dogs.
Yeah.
And he did say that, and that's where I see the logic in what he's trying to do.
It is a grow the sport mentality, and it is, it's kudos to him for doing it. I think it's good. There's little takeaways I don't like. Like, I don't like the fact that your roster's got to be locked up until that date in January.
See, I don't mind that because it stops. Europe had a very similar setup.
Yeah.
Very, very similar setup. So when our first season we played, it was the last season of the Millennium. We had to commit to the full season, and our roster was locked after the second event. So our last two events had to be with the same roster. You could have changes up till then. I don't mind it because it stops a team that might have been knocked out. Let's say Infamous make it through, but for some weird reason, X Factor don't make it.
Yep.
It stops them all of a sudden picking up Archie, Meter, stacking the roster, changing it around from what they were as a team to what they could be. Yep. I use those two as an example because those two teams have a pretty close relationship in terms of playing ICC and stuff like that together. But hell, what's to stop Sarge or Bart or anyone of these owners that have got a bit more funding behind them going through and doing a Golden State Kings sort of setup for a one-off event?
For a one-off, yeah.
I don't think it would work in their favour because it's been said by professionals before, and I'm a personal believer in it, that the team that's played together and stuck together has always been more consistent, know each other's tendencies, and will get better results.
Even just reading body language on the field, Yeah. Like, and that's like when I'm playing in front of you, and you're telling me just to chill out because you can see I want to go, and you just breathe, brother, just chill, and you get to know that with your teammates,
Well, you've just hit the nail on the head. The Eskimo brothers themselves are a really good example of why sticking together with a roster is such an important thing. And it's why I don't mind the idea of locking out that roster.
Yeah.
If it's before the third event or whatever. So if they go in a cup with whatever they had in Chicago, they have to have a cup, then have to have it the Super Cup or Champions Cup. Sorry. I have no issue with that myself. I think it's probably a good move. I think it stops the. Tom put it as the arms race. In my terms, it's the pissing contest.
Yeah, well, that's the one, the pissing contest. Hopefully, it does take that out. Hopefully, it you start to look at it then. We've got to have the same roster till the 30th of January. Go off this year's dates. Like if they ran that, April, that gives you 2 months, basically, to do any swaps you want to do.
Yeah, well, it still gives you somewhat of an off season, but again, these are the sort of details. I think even the NXL themselves are trying to work out the final fanatics of it. They've scrambled enough and done a pretty good job, realistically, to even get Cup off the ground last year and to be able to come up with a full season this year. Obviously, and it's all got the little asterisks next to it that depending on what happens with everything venues, dates, all that could change. But that's the nature of the world. That doesn't matter. That's not exclusive to them. It's going to be the same for us.
Same here, yeah.
It's going to be the same no matter where you go.
You did make the point, and that's, it shows in it. Florida's got the first and cup as well. It's always got cup, but it's got the first round as well, only because they are open, like they are keen to have events there, and they made cup went ahead, so they're putting it back in there again. So, which is good.
Well, they've proven that they can run an event safely. As from all accounts, we're on the other side of the planet, but by all accounts, they ran it really well. Within the event itself, everyone sort of stuck with what they were supposed to do within reason, I believe.
Yeah.
That might have been different, but outwardly from the States, I don't know any better. I think they've done a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, they did. And it was good. It was good paintball, even though they were down on, teams were missing players and that sort of stuff. The quality of play was still good, quality paintball.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It kind of proves. It was nice to see the depth of some of the rosters. And obviously, I don't think you can say there's an asterisk against any win, because it's probably one of the better World Cups I've seen in terms of competition. But yeah, obviously every single team was missing at least one or two.
Yeah. Some teams, like Impact missed their whole Canadian line.
Yeah, and J-Rab.
Yeah, which is just...
So they had the biggest change, at least outwardly, that I can remember.
Yeah.
Of teams and players.
I'm missing the most. That's Heat were only down Fedorov, but
nicely were down Alex and Yosh. So that's two of their main core. Yeah. Even when they're not playing, they still have their impact when they're there at the field.
Exactly, it's what they do in the pits, and that paintball mind that they've got's huge.
Yeah.
So, couple of good things out of the Super Cup. Winner of each event in the US automatically qualifies, so that's pretty cool. And then the next 4 highest ranked teams, so which is pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
And for the lower divs, Div 2 and down, they've only got to do 4 rounds to qualify. So they've got a bye round. Well, they can have a bye round out of there. They can drop their worst score.
I was going to say, they have to play 4, but they only need 3 scores.
3 scores to qualify,
yeah. So, and they've got 6 events to choose from as well.
Exactly, which is pretty
sweet.
So
if you've got the funding, great. It gives you every opportunity to get in there.
Time on task.
And that's one thing I really did like that Tom's trying to achieve, and the NXL themselves are trying to achieve, is they're trying to still keep it as an everyman sport. At least at that level, it's not meant to go to just the hugely wealthy.
Yeah. Which is,
certain parts of the world, paintball is. It's an expensive sport no matter where you come from, but obviously from certain cultures, you got to be pretty reasonably well off to be able to even contemplate playing. So
yeah, amen to that. Cool. So exciting times. So April, June, September, November for the pros and semi-pros. Throw one in there in March and August for the lower divs. Hopefully Go Sports will be streaming all of those. Even for the lower divs, it'd be pretty sweet if they did that.
Yeah, the lower divisions, I'd be really keen to see if they, even if it's just a free Facebook feed.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to see. I know they've streamed on Twitch in the past and all and whatnot, but it would be kind of cool to watch some divisional American paintball as well and just see what happens out of there.
It's going to be one of those things that, the more paintball people can watch, the better it's going to be for the sport. So that's it'll be quality if they can get that up and running. Likewise, NXL in Europe, hopefully they can do something with the feed this year. Because the last couple of years has been a little bit ordinary, to say the least. So hopefully they get that back up and running to the standard they used to have, which was, back in the good old days, it was good.
Yeah. Oh, look, we all know. You've got insider knowledge yourself through your time at Action and whatnot in terms of the amount of work that goes into it.
100%.
Hell, even that one that Dan put together for our 1v1 that we ran over here in WA for SDK, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't free to put on in that respect. He found a very good, cheap way of getting away with it. And we had a really basic setup, but to get the quality that you get out of, say, the Super 7s, webcast, and not to mention Go Sports, like their budgets are somewhat astronomical. So even just to get a basic thing in, as long as you can get the right camera angles and someone to wipe them off when they get shot, inevitably, would be nice.
Yep. And just, it'd be good if they can. I mean, a lot of people still pay their Go Sports and so forth, and we're down a series, so it'd be nice if they got that up and running, which would be really good. And their rounds are, June, July, and September. So
which is really close together for them. Like they've traditionally they've had their summer break in August, but they've only got like that 6 to 8 week break between all of them.
Yep,
which is
pretty full on.
They're usually pretty close together the first part of the year, and then they tend to space out that little bit more. But I suppose they're trying to buy as much time as possible for Europe to get their end of the pandemic under control. I know they mentioned today that the first 2 rounds were going to be held at paintball fields.
Yep.
That was in Tom Cole's interview on Go Sports. That I thought that was interesting, and then obviously that third event, it's TBA. It's literally they're waiting to see what happens with lockdowns and all that sort of stuff.
And look, my money's on. Hopefully they can. It'd be open at Chantilly. That's traditionally where the last rounds run. So I think that's what they're sort of crossing their fingers for, that they can get that up and running again.
Yeah.
Which is
good. I mean, that's a hell of a venue. Like I've been lucky enough to play paintball there. That was pretty damn cool.
Pretty insane. So, which is good.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, the flow on from this is obviously now we should start hearing in the next couple of weeks the final dates for Australian events, the tentative dates for Australian events. I know this helps me out for sort of solidifying my plans for WA over here.
Yep.
And that'll be the same for Stevie with the 1v1s and whatnot.
Hopefully Mike has them out pretty quick. If you're watching this, Mike, pull your finger out, man. We need some dates. A lot of people are keen to play some proper competitive paintball, mate.
One thing that's out of Mike's hands at the moment is whatever happens pandemic-wise. It's still obviously going to have its impact on, is the Super 7s, or is it run as individual events?
Yep.
As he can.
Exactly. Are we going to get more than one round?
Are we going to get a full season? I mean, I'm happy enough to come in and win again, but it'd be nice to win a full series.
That's our trophy from last year, just there, mate.
Hey, that one looks from there. Mine, unfortunately, are all still packed away, so we're in the nerd cave instead.
The Star Wars shrine.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars, probably the above.
What we will do, we will go to Who's That Eskimo. So we've got young Adam doing the Who's That Eskimo for this week. So here it is, and we're going to let it roll.
Who's that Eskimo?
Hey, it's Adam.
Jeez, all excited.
Hey.
You can just tell he's played a full day of paintball at the Wagga 3-man. He is knackered, man. We just had to pull him out of a pool of sweat to do this. So, all right. So, who do you normally play for?
Tog.
And you rolled out with the Eskimos today. Well, sensible shoes we work, because you've got to have a set of sensible shoes at paintball.
Yep,
so, a bit of fun.
Yep, absolute glory.
Oh, good. We didn't win. We won a few games.
Yeah, we won 50.
Yeah, we stabbed people in the face.
Yeah.
And the back.
Ran people down, traded. Had a lot of fun.
Yes, we look like Pac-Man. Anyway, position on the field, favourite?
Snake.
Loves the snake. And your favourite team to play against, or player? Who do you like having gun battles with?
Oh, anyone that's aggressive in the snake.
Yeah, I agree with that. Aggressive gunfights are fun.
Yep,
so,
meet you at the 50.
Yes. And what gun do you shoot?
I shoot CS2 at the moment.
Beautiful. Do you run the standard barrel?
Yeah, standard.
Yeah, all good. So, Adam normally plays with Tog, rolled out with sensible shoes with the Eskimos today. So he's actually officially inducted. He has played with us before, but he's just solidified it.
No, Tog for life.
Tog for life. He loves the tug. I mean, Tog. So, anyway, thanks for having a couple of minutes with us, Adam.
All right, cheers, thanks.
Cheers, brother. Righto, so that was Adam Tismos. He plays out of Sydney. He's run with the Eskimos a couple of times. That was the first time I'd actually played with him. We had a lot of fun. He played with Beck and I, which was pretty good. Obviously, he is tug for life. I mean, I did it again.
I was going to say he does hang around us at all. I am calling him Togger.
it's going to have to happen. So yeah. So but Adam come out and hung out with Beck and I, and it was a good bit of fun. So which is good.
I was going to say, he definitely looked like he'd been sweating all day, so it looked like he'd been putting in the hard work for you guys.
He was doing it tough. And the truth be told, last year at the Wagga 3-man, he got heat stroke, so he was not in a good way last year. And this year it was nowhere near as hot, like it was about 12 degrees cooler this year. But he still wasn't doing it real easy. He was struggling. So, but anyway, you get that. There's another fella there that was struggled real bad. We'll do him next week. Tune in next week for that one. All right. Righto. So that's our Who's That Eskimo. Have you guys kicked off anything over there? Any trainings, or is that kicking up?
There was a couple of guys that went out on Sunday. None of my boys. We decided to give it one more week. So we're officially back on this Sunday coming.
Sweet.
And that'll be us then proper solid through every week as usual.
Nice.
We're just taking the opportunity to spend time with friends, family while we can. I mean, it's not like we take up our entire weekend's training, but we devote a fair chunk of our Sundays to it. So, take our opportunities to do other activities while we can.
Nice. I actually went and played some bush ball on Sunday.
Yeah, nice.
Went and hung out with the bush ballers, pulled the old EMAC out for the day. So, had a nice little hit and giggle in the scrub.
It's a nice fun day that one would have been.
Yeah, it was good. Had a lot of fun. It was really casual. I hadn't been out to action since, I haven't played at an action field since August. So, considering I worked there for, the last 4 months of the year almost. So, so it was nice to just go out there. I rolled out there about 11 o'clock and left there about 2 o'clock, which was
perfect.
Just sweet.
Yeah, nice casual, roll through, have some fun.
Yeah, which was good.
That's what you want this time of year. It's just ease into it, figure it out. I mean, it's a bit hard to lay plans in terms of what's going on until one event's announced and two teams are solidified and all that sort of stuff. It's especially with everything that's going around, because you've got Coffs Harbour coming up.
Coffs Harbour, long week, Australia Day long weekend, which I'm pretty sure it's the 23rd's the event date. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 24th's the Sunday.
So it's on the 23rd. So looking at shooting up there for that, which would be good. I was talking to Mike on Saturday, and he did say they're moving. They should be moving the hyperball this week off there, so the blow up should be set up at action in the next week or two, which will be nice. There haven't been any blow up bunkers at action, so which will be good. And the beauty of the hyperball field there, something you're not used to when you play at action, is it's flat. So,
I must admit, I was really looking forward to getting over there this year to get back onto it. Well, to get onto a flat surface in New South Wales. Yeah, it's been a long time since I think the last time would have been out at Camden, Ultimate Paintball, and we're talking AXL days back 2008 that I would have played on a flat field over in New South Wales. Nice.
Well, it's a good field where the hyperball is.
That's cool. I hope it doesn't. I hope Mike does see a lot of players come out and get stuck back into it, but I hope the field takes the licking, if you know what I mean. Like, doesn't get completely worn out, because I know how that is. I mean, we suffer from it here, where we train up at Dizzy. There's only the one field to use, so as much as we're on it every week, we try not to absolutely destroy it.
Yeah, and I think
it makes life hard for the field owners.
Well, I think the key is you just got to move your bunkers. If you can move your bunkers weekly, and you can get away with doing it weekly, it doesn't have to be all of them, just rotate some of them around. That's the key. So if anyone's out there training in the field looks like it did the week before, move some bunkers, change it, do everyone a favour.
Just bump them over 1 metre to the side.
Yeah,
exactly. Put them next to where they were.
Just something, so we're not getting those big dead patches. So, and anyway, it is what it is.
They come through naturally anyway, especially towards the back of the field.
Yep. I caught up with Jessi Maiolo and had a chat with her, which was always fun. It was sort of off. It was actually, I was waiting to do my chat with Brandon, and I was just flicking on Insta, and I saw her there, and I said, I'll just flick her a message. So I sent her a message. She goes, yeah, I'm free. Do you want to do it now? And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So anyway, that was when I was having all my issues with this recording program. So anyway, so we had to redo it. Okay, so I G'd up with her to redo it, and then I got a little bit of food poisoning, and so I was a little bit under the weather when I actually did the chat with her. I was pretty crook the night before. Anyway, but we caught up, we had a chat, we discussed what she's doing this year. So this is the chat with Jess, and so sit back and have a listen. Brother Jones checking in. I've got Sister Jess with us today. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, going well. So
Good.
we thought we'd get you in and just have a bit of a chin wag for the Eski couch. So welcome along.
Thank you.
You're our second guest, so we're excited to have you on.
Awesome, I'm excited. Thank you.
It's all good. So what's been happening in the world over there? Big crazy scenes for you guys at the moment.
Nothing crazy, just been working, going to the gym, kind of hanging out at the house. There's not really too much to do around here still with the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
Playing some local ball here and there where I can, and just getting ready for 2021 season. Hopefully it's not like last year.
Hopefully there's a little bit more than there was last year. So speaking of that, NXL dropped their dates for Europe today.
They did.
So that's pretty exciting that they sort of started the process on that, I guess, which is good. I'll just bring it up because I did have it here, but I'm still getting used to all this. So. So the first one was June, I think.
Yes. I do have it too. I have the dates for the regular NXL season already.
Proper solid. Are we allowed to do that, or are we allowed to?
I don't know.
I know
they're going to release them on Monday, but I've had them for 2 weeks.
They were doing the big announcement on Monday. So
there's I'm pretty sure Monday at 5:30, but I know one of the dates had changed. I know for Nations Cup, I was supposed to be in August, but I guess it's probably going to be the last event, maybe, of the NXL Europe one that's to be discussed.
Yeah,
it might be then in Spain.
Spain would be good. Nice little.
I hope so.
Place to go.
I can't wait.
nice place to play.
Yeah.
So they did put. So they put out the Europe dates. So we got 11th, 13th of June in Paris, 30th of July, 1st of August in the UK, and then that one 3rd, 5th of September TBA. Which you're hoping it's Spain.
I think I have a hunch it might be Spain. I'm kind of hoping, but I think it was Spain that was the gun laws getting in was a little bit finicky.
Okay.
But we'll see. I mean, it could be somewhere totally different, but it kind of just depends on this whole COVID thing and who's going to open up their borders, and so we will see.
And that's the big thing that for our season, obviously, we're worried about is when we're allowed to have you guys over again, which is
I know
a pretty big thing for us.
What are you guys thinking? Are you guys still in lockdown, huh?
Yeah, we were going good, and then there was another little outbreak in Sydney, so they've just changed it that everyone has to wear a mask when you're out in public now. So we've sort of gone so far backwards. We hadn't had that law as yet, and they put an on the spot fine of 200 Australian if you're caught without a mask.
Wow.
So which is
it's
a bit crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy. We haven't done that yet, but I don't know. I wore my mask and I still got it. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What was it? Are you all right physically?
Yeah, I was just fine. Everything lasted, all my symptoms lasted exactly a day. So I pretty much had 5 days of symptoms, really, 7 maybe at the most. But the worst part of it was literally sitting in the house for 10 days because you couldn't leave. So it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
I had one moment where it did get kind of sketchy, but that's just the whole coughing thing. That was a one-day thing. It was having an intense bronchitis, but it was only for a day, so it wasn't bad, but it was pretty bad. I had to beat on my chest to be able to inhale and break up the fluid, and that kind of scared me, but it was gone the next day. So.
Yeah. I'm glad it went the next day, and I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Hopefully I'm immune from here on out, at least for those strands,
That's it. Yeah, that's crazy. I hadn't spoken to anyone that actually
really
had it. So yeah, So,
Oh God, a lot of my friends had it. A lot of people I know have had it, but everyone's symptoms were so different. I had one friend that only had a fever of 103, and he smoked cigarettes like a chimney, and then his girlfriend got it, and she never had a fever at all, or the stuff that I had. So it's weird for each person.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
cool.
Yeah. Not bad though.
Oh, good. No, well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Definitely.
So we were talking like between ourselves, a couple of the guys, and we were sort of thinking that round 3 and 4 might be when they let people in, I guess. But then it's still going to depend whether you have to isolate when you come in or not, or whether which kind of defeats the purpose of coming for a paintball tournament if you've got to sit in a hotel for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
So but yeah, crazy times. So season ahead for you, you're rolling out with the Team USA, and then we were sort of having a chat before, and you're playing the NXL Europe with Droogs again.
Yes.
So you've been playing. How long have you been playing over with the Droogs for now?
I've been playing with the Droogs probably, I want to say since 2017.
Yep.
Pretty sure 2017, 2018. I think 2017. I have to go back in my albums and look. I feel like just time's been flying, but yeah, not terribly long, but a few years. It's been really good. It's a really good bunch. It's such a fun event up there. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. Which is good. You got to enjoy it. Like I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah, like that's the biggest thing. Which it's not a cheap sport to play, and if you're not having fun, it's pointless doing it.
Awful.
So,
yeah. And you're just getting 100%. Shot and paying for paint.
Exactly.
Unless you're really good. I don't know.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
You've come out and you played a couple of times with the guys at Syndicate over here.
I did.
Yeah, which was good having you over.
Good. It was a blast.
Yeah, good fun tournament.
Yeah.
15 balls a second. You can't beat that.
I know. I always do so. I feel like I do so well whenever I go over there, just because it's so much fun. There's so much paintball every single day, and there's a lot of competition out there. So it's fun to play against like some of the American pro guys that come over too, and kind of play against your friends, and it's a blast. Yeah. It's probably my favorite like series to really play in, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good. We're spoiled because it's our series. Like it's what we look forward to. But yeah, it is good. Like when I first got up onto that pro field up there, after playing in semi-pro and AMs, it was such a buzz to be able to play against, A, the best in Australia, but B, some of the best in the world as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So, which is very cool. So, all good. And work-wise, you're still doing your thing. Work's always fun.
Yes,
busy for you.
Yeah, but so I've been working from home for about, I want to say like the last year and a half. And I have a therapy staffing company, so all my employees live in Texas, United States.
Yep.
So I just staff out for different therapy services for people with special needs. And so for whatever reason, they've been calling me like crazy this afternoon. So I've been off and on the phone, on the computer with emails, just kind of filling in.
Yeah, crazy.
But it's been good. It's slowed down a little bit because pandemics and home health do not mix. But it'll pick back up soon. I hope. We'll see.
That's probably a good point. Pandemic and home health.
It does not mix at all. It's terrible.
Yeah. Nice. All good. Cool. All right. Well, we might leave it there. Let you get back onto your day. We'll thank you for coming and having a chat to us and talking things paintball. All right.
I look forward to coming back over there. Hopefully they open up these borders and make my way down.
And if any team's looking for a killer baller, hit Jess up. You can get her on Insta. Her Insta's Tiny and then the unicorn emoji.
That was my little bio name because people used to call me Tiny when I was growing up. But my Instagram is Jessi Maiolo. So just my name. You'll find me.
Just do it.
Tiny. If you type in Tiny, it might pop up too. So.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
All good. All right. Well, thanks for your time.
No problem.
You have a good day, and we appreciate it, Jess.
You too.
Right, so that was my chat with Jess, man. And she, as we said in there, she's rolling out with Droogs again this year over in NXL Europe, which is a couple of years she's been doing that now. So I think her and Chops have been doing that if I remember correctly. So
Chops has also been with the Drews guys with Neil, and I didn't know them before Chops and Jess started playing with them, but yeah, when we met them, they were a great bunch of people. Despite Neil being a part of the team. Hopefully he watches this. But yeah, no, they've got a really cool setup. Again, they're another one that's sort of similar to the Eskimos in terms of they'll pull. If you can play, they'll grab you over.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's the only prerequisite with us. It's not, well, you don't even have to be able to. We'll teach you. So, so that's pretty cool that she's going back there, and obviously, JT Team USA. Which is pretty cool to see. So, which is good. All good. All right. Well, I think that might get us to the end of this week, man. So
I think that's this week's news. I mean, I'm sure now that the big info's dropped, we'll start seeing a lot more start popping up, and obviously we'll have a few more events to start recapping.
Yep.
The sooner these dates will get announced. I know, I've said it for WA. I'll be catching up with Brad. Suss some things out in terms of dates when we're kicking off, and hopefully I'll have some news for us here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, which will be sweet. And obviously, Mike should drop them pretty quick. If anything else, he'll put them in pretty tentatively, hoping the borders open, so we can get
it's going to be the nature. It doesn't matter what state it is, what events they are. They're all going to have a little hashtag next to those dates. So for everyone that likes booking their flights miles ahead, hold off.
Probably
book them. Yeah, book them when you need to book them. Hey, that's how we've always travelled. Seriously, the most disorganised travelling team ever. We know we're going to an event, we'll just book it 2 weeks out. Doesn't help you on the financial side, but hey, it's going to work in our favour this year.
That's it. No, all good. Cool. All right. Number 2.
Sweet, man. 2 in the bag. We'll chat again next week.
We will indeed, my man. You have a good week, and thanks for hanging out.
Sweet. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Cheers, fellas.
Powering off.